And let's get started with this problem here, my party people. So the first thing that we always do, no matter what, we're going to read that question sentence first. So my party people, can you tell me in the chat box, what is it that we want at the end of the day here when I only take a look at this red highlight? What is it that I want at the end of the day? Give me one word. That's correct, Francisco. That's going to be quarts. We want the number of quarts. How many quarts of water remain? So there are two keywords here. The first one we already circled. We want the number of quarts. So I'm going to write that right here, blank quarts. Now there's one other word here, and you already picked that up on it, Giovanni. Good job. That other word is going to be the word remain. My party people, when we think about that in the real world, in real life examples, when we're asking how much remains, how much is left, how much is left over, what operation are you thinking of instantly when you think about how much is left, how much remains? What operation comes to mind? Yeah, that's going to be subtraction all the way. When we think about, hey, we use this much of something, how much is left? We think about, hey, if we subtract what we used, we'll get how much is left. So that's the first part of the problem, interpreting what the word remains means. Then number two, it's making sure everything is written in quarts. That's the big one too. So my party people, let's get into it. We want to know how many quarts remain. Let's take a look at the information. We are talking about this water cooler that is 4 gallons in capacity. Okay. So 4 gallons is this water cooler, and it was filled up. Sweet. Our guests have already drank 36 cups. So everybody, is it fair? Is it fair to say, even if you don't know how to actually do the math, is it fair to say that we have this water cooler right here? That's 4 gallons. And we see that our guests have drunk 36 cups. So that means that we have to subtract 36 cups. And then we have to figure out how many quarts that is. Is that the general sense that we're picking up here from the problem? Again, even if we don't know how to do the actual math, does what we have to kind of do make sense to you? Where we have this water cooler, some folks drank out of that water cooler, and we want to know how much water is left. And the only difference here is that the units are all messed up, right? Because if this said, hey, it's 4 gallon capacity and we drank 1 gallon, you'd be sitting here like, oh, that's right, coach. 4 minus 1, that's 3. 3 gallons. But the problem here is that not only do we have to convert 1 unit, we're going to have to convert both, everybody. Take a look. Are either of these units, gallons or cups, already in quarts? No, they are absolutely not. Absolutely not. So that's going to be a problem, right? That's going to be a problem that we're going to sort out by simply converting, everybody. That's how we're going to take care of this. So let's take care of this nice and slow, moving some stuff out of the way so we can move this up and have more room. But let's get to work. So what's the conversion? Give it to me in the chat box. What is the conversion between gallons and quarts? What is the conversion between gallons and quarts? Yeah, 1 gallon is 4 quarts. 4 quarts is a gallon, exactly. So let's go ahead and zoom on in and get this one going. So we have 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So with that said, everybody, based on how we've been talking about converting units, what are we going to do with the number of gallons? Are we going to multiply or divide by 4 to get to quarts? Who knows? Now, some folks might say multiply, some folks might say divide, but remember, this is how it goes. When you are going to the unit that has the numbers, you're going to multiply. You're going to multiply. When you're going to the units with a number different than 1, again, every conversion has a 1. It's the other number that you multiply to. If you're trying to go to the one with the 1, you're dividing. So again, from gallons to quarts, from 1 to 4, you multiply by 4. So that's what we're going to do here. We are going to multiply by 4 And that's going to give us, everybody, what? 4 times 4 is 16 quarts. Exactly. So we have 16 quarts just right there. Now we have to take it over here because we're not ready to subtract yet. This is still 36 cups. So now let's understand and give it to me here in the chat box, pop quiz. What is the conversion between cups and quarts? What is that conversion going to be? How many cups are in a quart? Yeah, 1 quart. 1 quart equals 4 cups. That is our conversion. And so again, everybody, based on the same exact logic that I used before, based on the same exact logic, I'm starting from cups and I'm trying to get to quarts. Depending, based on that same logic, am I going to be multiplying or dividing here? In this case, we're trying to get to quarts. Yeah, we're trying to get to the unit with the 1. When we're trying to get down to the unit with the 1, you divide to get down. So here, we're going to divide by that number that we see, by that 4. So everybody, again, that's how we make it nice and easy. I'll go ahead and show right over here that we are going to divide. So everybody, 36 divided by 4 is going to give us what? That's going to give us 9, exactly. 4 goes into 36 9 times, so we have 9 quarts. So let me zoom back out so I can re-engage with the problem and check this out. We now have 16 quarts. That represents the 4 gallons. It's the same thing, just a different unit. So 16 quarts minus 9 quarts. What's 16 minus 9, my friends? Oh yeah, that's the easiest math we've done all problem, right? Yeah, that's going to be 7 quarts. And that is our answer. It's going to be answer choice A. All right, next problem up here. And when we read the question statement, again, we want to read the question first. We don't want to just read start to finish. We want to know how much is the discount. So knowing that we want to know the amount specifically of the discount, and we're dealing with percentages, it should ring in your head over and over again. The percent that you apply is the result you get. So if we want to get that final answer confidently, we have to plug in the percent that represents it. So with that said, we want the amount of the discount, and it just so happens that we're given the percentage of the discount right here, discounted by 30%. So with that, booyah, we're going to plug in 30% because, again, that is the discount percentage. So we'll get the discount amount once we calculate with it. So we have 140 as the original amount. And now we'll convert the 30% into a decimal. So when we have 30% right over here, we move that decimal place always twice to the left. So what we have here, everybody, is 0.30 multiplied by 140. And that's going to get us the correct answer. So here we go. We have 140 multiplied by 0.30, which is the same thing as 0.3. Same thing. It'll save us actually a little bit of time if we just go ahead and use the 0.3. Because once we do it, we have 0 times 3, 0. 4 times 3, that'll be 12. Carry that 1. And then we have 1 times 3, which is 3. Carry the 1 is 4. So we have 420 here, but when we take a look at the decimal places that we bring back, that's going to end up being 42. So there we are. The correct answer here, the amount of the discount is going to be B, $42.